7 actors who stood up to woke Hollywood. Behind the glitz, a quiet rebellion brews. From beloved stars to controversial figures dared to challenge the woke culture dominating Hollywood. Their defiance sparked outrage, praise, and endless debate. Did they cross the line or fight for free speech? Discover the stories of these brave or reckless individuals who dared to question the Hollywood status quo. Gina Carano. In June 2024, Gina Carano, widely recognized for her role as Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, filed a lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm, alleging wrongful termination and political discrimination. Carano asserts that her firing in 2021 was a direct result of a pattern of unfair treatment stemming from her conservative viewpoints, contrasting her situation with that of male co-stars who expressed political opinions without facing similar consequences. Her legal action reignites critical discussions about culture, corporate policies, and freedom of expression in Hollywood. The controversy surrounding Carano began after she shared a series of posts on social media that sparked outrage. Among these was a tweet comparing the political divisions in the United States to historical atrocities, which drew significant backlash. Additionally, her comments regarding voter fraud and mask mandates during the pandemic further fueled public discontent, leading to her eventual termination. Carano claims that Disney demanded she undergo re-education following accusations of transphobia due to her use of humor related to pronouns. Carano's lawsuit seeks $75,000 in damages and reinstatement to her role in The Mandalorian, framing her case as a stand for free speech against what she perceives as ideological conformity in Hollywood. The backing from influential figures like Elon Musk has amplified her platform, drawing significant public and industry attention to the case. This legal battle is emblematic of the broader cultural conflicts within Hollywood, where discussions about political correctness and cancel culture have become increasingly polarized. Carano's narrative resonates with many who feel marginalized by prevailing attitudes in the entertainment industry. She has positioned herself as a defender of free expression, stating, "I'm not going down without a fight," and has since partnered with Ben Shapiro's The Daily Wire to produce and star in her own projects. Carano's situation reflects a growing divide in Hollywood regarding political discourse and the consequences faced by those who challenge the status quo. As she continues to advocate for her beliefs, the implications of her case extend beyond personal grievances, raising questions about freedom of speech and the responsibilities of corporations in managing their public image. Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is not just a comedian, he's a cultural lightning rod, and his latest Netflix special, The Closer, has ignited a firestorm of debate that underscores the stark divide in today's society. In 2021, Chappelle boldly declared, "Gender is a fact," using humor to critique societal norms and activism surrounding gender identity. This statement, among others, drew sharp criticism from LGBTQ+ advocacy groups, leading to protests that escalated when Netflix employees staged a walkout demanding the show's removal. Chappelle's unapologetic response was striking. "I said what I said," he asserted defiantly during a public performance, quipping, "If this is what being canceled is like, I love it." His willingness to provoke has solidified his reputation as an unyielding voice in comedy. He further challenged his critics by inviting dialogue with the transgender community, but under pointed conditions. They must watch his special in full and humorously admit that fellow comedian Hannah Gadsby is not funny. This blend of provocation and defiance highlights Chappelle's unique role in navigating comedy's ever-shifting cultural boundaries. The backlash against Chappelle: he faced calls for boycotts and removal from Netflix, yet the streaming giant stood by him, emphasizing the importance of artistic expression. Chappelle's ability to stir debate has earned him both standing ovations and condemnation, illustrating the complexities of free speech in an age dominated by woke culture. His comments have sparked discussions about the limits of comedy and the responsibilities of artists in addressing sensitive topics. Chappelle's journey is emblematic of a broader cultural clash where humor meets activism. As he continues to navigate these treacherous waters, his stance raises critical questions about freedom of expression versus social accountability. In an era where many feel pressured to conform to prevailing ideologies, Chappelle stands firm, challenging not only the audience but also himself to engage in uncomfortable conversations that many would rather avoid. His narrative is not just about laughter. It's about the right to speak freely in a world increasingly quick to silence dissenting voices. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais electrified Hollywood during his fifth and final hosting gig at the Golden Globes in 2020, delivering a scathing monologue that left the audience reeling. Known for his unfiltered humor, Gervais didn't hold back as he took aim at the very celebrities who often preach morality while indulging in questionable practices. He quipped, "If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent," a line that perfectly encapsulated his disdain for the hypocrisy of Hollywood elites. His sharpest jab came when he joked about Jeffrey Epstein's controversial death, saying, "He obviously didn't kill himself in the end, just like Jeffrey Epstein," which left many in the audience visibly stunned and sparked immediate outrage. Throughout the night, Gervais continued his relentless critique, targeting Leonardo DiCaprio's dating habits and Hollywood's glaring lack of female directors. His commentary struck a nerve as he pointedly remarked, "You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world," highlighting the disconnect between celebrity lifestyles and everyday struggles. Unapologetic to the end, he closed the ceremony by sarcastically thanking the audience for enduring his takedowns, reinforcing his reputation as a comedian unafraid to challenge Hollywood's elite. Gervais's performance not only entertained but also ignited discussions about the role of comedy in addressing serious societal issues. His willingness to confront uncomfortable truths and ridicule those who often escape scrutiny has made him a polarizing figure in entertainment. In an era where many artists tread carefully around sensitive topics, Gervais stands out as a provocateur, reminding us that laughter can be a powerful tool for social commentary. His Golden Globes monologue remains a defining moment in comedy, showcasing how humor can both entertain and provoke thought, leaving viewers with a mix of laughter and discomfort that lingers long after the applause fades. Bill Maher. Bill Maher has emerged as one of the most provocative voices in the ongoing debate over woke culture, using his platform on Real Time with Bill Maher to challenge the very foundations of contemporary liberalism. While he identifies as a liberal himself, Maher argues that wokeness has strayed too far from traditional values, labeling it an extreme ideology obsessed with judging historical figures by modern standards. He famously quipped, "Being woke is like congratulating yourself for being better than George Washington because you have a gay friend and he didn't," a remark that encapsulates his disdain for performative morality among Hollywood elites. Maher believes that political correctness is stifling creativity and comedy, accusing the entertainment industry of self-censorship to avoid backlash. He has criticized Hollywood's fear of offending audiences, suggesting it leads to bland and uninspired content. In a bold defense of Dave Chappelle during the uproar over The Closer, Maher encouraged critics to simply use the off button if they were offended by the material. His commentary extends to identity politics, where he controversially likened extreme progressives to the KKK for their divisive attitudes regarding race. Despite his harsh critiques, Maher advocates for open dialogue, emphasizing that comedy can serve as a bridge across political divides. He sees humor as one of the last spaces where people from opposing views can connect, urging both liberals and conservatives to tone down hostility and focus on finding common ground. For Maher, the fight transcends mere political alignment. It's about ensuring that free speech and honest conversation are not lost in the cacophony of outrage culture. This stance has made him a target for both praise and criticism, as many view him as a champion of free speech, while others accuse him of perpetuating harmful stereotypes. His willingness to tackle uncomfortable subjects head-on has solidified his role as a controversial figure in modern discourse, challenging audiences to reconsider their views on what constitutes acceptable dialogue in today's society. As he continues to navigate these turbulent waters, Maher's voice remains a significant presence in the conversation about freedom of expression in an increasingly polarized world. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us bring you more great content. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey isn't just a Hollywood star. He's a refreshing voice of reason in a polarized political landscape, challenging extremes on both ends. With his straightforward manner, McConaughey has taken aim at what he calls the illiberal left in Hollywood, criticizing its condescending attitude towards conservatives and middle America. On Russell Brand's podcast, he pointedly remarked, "There are people in our industry that go so far left, they become patronizing to the other 50%, highlighting the alienation felt by many who don't fit into a strict ideological box." He has also addressed the divisive nature of cancel culture, advocating for open dialogue instead of immediate condemnation. During an interview with Joe Rogan, McConaughey revealed a troubling bias in Hollywood against expressions of Christian faith, recounting how fellow actors hesitated to applaud his mentions of God during award speeches for fear of professional backlash. Despite this pressure, he embraces his identity as a Christian, rejecting Hollywood's tendency to dismiss religious beliefs as outdated or incompatible with progressive ideals. McConaughey's advocacy for a balanced, centrist approach is encapsulated in his call to meet in the middle and bridge the growing divide in American society. He emphasizes that unity, empathy, and open conversations are essential for navigating today's polarized landscape. His willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about both sides of the political spectrum has made him a unique figure in Hollywood, where many shy away from such discussions. In a world increasingly dominated by extreme viewpoints and cancel culture, McConaughey stands out as a beacon of moderation. His perspective resonates with those who feel marginalized by both radical progressivism and staunch conservatism. As he continues to challenge the status quo, McConaughey's message is clear. It's time to prioritize understanding and dialogue over division and hostility. In this climate of outrage and polarization, his voice serves as a reminder that there is strength in unity and that meaningful conversations can pave the way for real change. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's rise in Hollywood has become a battleground for debates over woke culture, making him a polarizing figure in the entertainment industry. Best known for his roles in Parks and Recreation and The Guardians of the Galaxy, Pratt has openly embraced his Christian faith, famously urging fans to pray and believe in God during his heartfelt acceptance speech at the 2018 MTV Movie and TV Awards. This openness about his beliefs, coupled with his regular church attendance, ignited a backlash, particularly when accusations surfaced that he attended an anti-LGBTQ+ church. Instead of retreating, Pratt took to Instagram to defend himself, stating emphatically, "Nothing could be further from the truth. I go to a church that opens its doors to absolutely everyone. No church defines me or my life, and I am not a spokesman for any church or group of people." Despite facing the Cancel Chris Pratt movement during the contentious 2020 election cycle, he chose to maintain a low profile regarding political matters, a decision that many found refreshing in an increasingly politicized Hollywood landscape. This restraint resonated with fans who appreciated his focus on his craft over political commentary. The infamous debate over who is the worst Chris among Hollywood actors only intensified scrutiny on him. However, Notable figures like Robert Downey Jr. came to his defense, stating, "What a world! The sinless are casting stones at my brother Chris Pratt." Pratt's resistance to Hollywood's expectations has solidified his reputation as an actor unwilling to conform to the industry's political correctness. His journey reflects a broader struggle within Hollywood, where many feel pressured to align with specific ideologies or face public backlash. As he continues to navigate these challenges, Pratt embodies the conflict between personal beliefs and professional pressures in an era where conformity often trumps individuality. His story serves as a reminder that in a world quick to judge and cancel, standing firm in one's convictions can be both a courageous and controversial act. Russell Brand. Russell Brand has emerged as a fierce critic of woke culture in Hollywood, calling out its hypocrisy and performative activism with a boldness that has shocked many. He lambasted Disney for their efforts to sanitize content, describing their approach as pathetic and highlighting how Hollywood often operates in a bubble, disconnected from real-world concerns. They think they are speaking for the people, but they are really just talking to themselves, he asserted, emphasizing that what he sees as a modern-day witch hunt stifles genuine dialogue and creativity. Brand argues that cancel culture is less about holding people accountable and more about controlling thoughts, raising alarms about the future of free speech. He has garnered support from influential figures like Elon Musk for his willingness to challenge mainstream narratives and question the status quo. In discussions with fellow critics like Rowan Atkinson, Brand has voiced concerns about how the culture of offense threatens comedy and expression, defending Dave Chappelle amid backlash over his Netflix special. In a climate where creativity is stifled by fear, Brand's outspoken views make him a controversial yet compelling figure in the ongoing debate about free speech and entertainment. He has stated that this obsession with offense is detrimental to comedy, arguing that humor should be a space for honest expression rather than a battleground for ideological warfare. As he continues to confront these issues head-on, Brand's commentary serves as a rallying cry for those who believe that open dialogue is essential in navigating today's increasingly polarized landscape. His fearless stance not only challenges Hollywood's elite, but also invites audiences to reconsider the implications of censorship and the importance of free expression in art and comedy. Type 1, if you're not going anywhere, we love that you're here till the end. The stories of these 7 actors offer a multifaceted perspective on the evolving dynamics within Hollywood and the broader cultural landscape. Their experiences highlight the complex interplay between personal beliefs, artistic expression, and the pressures of public opinion in an increasingly polarized world. These actors, regardless of your personal agreement with their views, have forced a critical reflection upon the entertainment industry and its relationship with the wider culture. What are your thoughts on these actors' stances? Share your opinions and engage in respectful discussion in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video to keep the conversation going. Let's continue to explore the complexities of freedom of expression in the modern world.